hurt my pride. I'll argue you forever, no need to hide. When it all goes wrong and it burns inside, I'll stand my ground, won't let it slide. If you doubt my point, you'll hurt my pride. I'll argue forever, no need to hide. I'm a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. When I know what's wrong and I know what's right, I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I know what's wrong and I know what's right. I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Sorry that I was loading the slide deck and it's like it froze up.
you were
my
loading,
computer.
all right.
I was like, this might be going down. Who knows? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to You Aren't a Real Libertarian. It is the #1 rated game show at 8 p.m. on Friday nights on my X feed. So thank you for that, everyone. And you know a couple of our contestants here, but we have a new contestant tonight, Stan McDaniels. And Stan is actually running for office. So 2 consecutive weeks we have somebody running for office. We had Ryan Woodcraft last week, and now we have Stan McDaniels this week. Stan, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us about your campaign and what you're attempting to do.
Sure. So I'm in Northwest Florida here in Congressional District 1, and I'm looking to win the seat to replace Matt Gaetz, where he left his seat vacant here in Northwest Florida. And it's been interesting to watch the primary. And we got the big money candidate that's won. I previously had ran in 2022 as a Republican, and had an article written about my arrest for open carry during my campaign that called me an embarrassment to the GOP. But the real reason I was ever a Republican was to vote for Ron Paul in the primary back when he was running in 2008. So I changed my party affiliation to Libertarian after losing that race, but still got almost 22% of the primary vote against an incumbent. And I'm looking to make it to Washington to fight for the smallest minority that our Constitution is meant to protect, and that's the individual.
Well, and I just want to jump in and say, when you talk about your open carry thing, it sounds worse than it is. You did that on purpose as an act of defiance, as an activist. It was on purpose that you got arrested for open carry because Florida is not a good gun state, contrary to popular belief.
Contrary to popular belief, this is correct. And even right now, with the legislature fighting the governor over this immigration deal, Governor DeSantis is trying to stay as relevant as possible right now, and came out today saying that we need to pass an open carry law while my case is still awaiting a decision at the District Court of Appeals. We had oral arguments October 16th, and this is, over 2 years later, right? And I'm just awaiting the decision. And yet there's no earned media for me here on my case. And I'm just awaiting that decision. And it's sounding good from the oral arguments. I have that posted on my highlights there if you want to go listen to the oral arguments. the 3 judges on the panel sound very good to overturn this and set a new precedent for the state of Florida. So I'm very excited to see that decision come down.
Yeah, good luck with that. But I wanted to just jump in and say, you weren't like at a mall or something,
No.
just.
No, it was July 4th of 2022. And of course, being the holiday, the courthouse was shut down. And I stood outside the courthouse on the corner of Main Street there in Pensacola, Florida. And I held my Constitution and I waved at people passing by with my gun showing on my hip. And I had planned to be there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I made it to 2:30 p.m. before somebody decided to call the police on me. And I think they must have seen my video on Facebook, my live video on Facebook. I don't think it was somebody that was driving by that called on me. It was kind of funny when the sergeant showed up. I actually got him to read the Second Amendment right out of my Constitution. I got a nice little screenshot of that somewhere on my profile there too. But he's leaning over, looking at it and reading the Second Amendment. They didn't arrest me that day. They decided to run a warrant, which they processed on the 11th of July, 2022. And I turned myself in and been fighting that case. Thankfully had 2 wonderful attorneys, Chris Crawford and Eric Friday from Florida Carry Incorporated, do my case pro bono. So I'm very thankful for those guys. And like I said, we're just awaiting that decision.
Awesome. Well, enough of the politics. Let's get to the game show. The lovely Terry, as always, is in the White House control room or whatever she's got going on there. She will be in the chat helping everybody out, making sure everybody's comments get seen. If you're here and you're in the live chat, make sure you say hi. If you're on X, you actually have to click into the video and you will see a box that says live chat. Make sure you see that. If you're just in the comments on the live stream, we won't see it until afterwards. So make sure you're in the chat. You'll see a bunch of action if you're in the chat. So same with YouTube and Rumble. We get all those comments. So wherever you are, make sure you say hi and make sure you're active in the chat because that makes it more fun for everybody. So just want to say hi to everybody. Chris is here. Welcome, Chris. Hey, Cassandra, welcome. Oh, yeah, she's got a great background. Her foreground's not that bad either. You know what I'm saying? And Terry says, welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Andy's here. What's up, Andy? Terry says, make sure you share this. Yeah, please share this. I think I'm in trouble with X again. I don't know what I did this time, but it seems like we haven't been getting as many views as this week as we had been. So, yeah, anything you do to help us out is greatly appreciated. David, he was late, so the negative 100 for David for being late and whatever the mistake, whatever the excuse was about the chapstick or whatever he was saying.
Thought it was his underwear.
Oh yeah, it was the underwear. That's right.
Underwear. No, I just want to say, like, Terry looks like she's ready to go tonight. She's like bouncing around and laughing, and we haven't even started. Like, Terry, did you have some Rectenwald gummies before we started this?
Whoa.
Before, during, and after. Oh, good point by Chris. Yeah, let's make sure you say a prayer for
definitely, yeah.
Billy. I don't know if we can do a moment of silence because I'm really hopped up on caffeine right now because I just did another show. So, but yeah, prayers to those people. Always something crazy going on in our country.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw. I stuck it in one of the chats that some of us are in, but there were 3 other planes that were issuing distress calls as well at the time. I don't know what's happening now, but one was in Tampa actually. So yeah, just thought that, like, be praying for those people and keep an eye out on what's happening because definitely some weird stuff.
No bueno. Yeah. So let me add our slide deck here. It's acting all weird. Come on now. Be nice to me. So this is the game show. You Aren't a Real Libertarian. welcome everybody. Like I said, please share this out. We want a lot of people to get in. It's more fun when more people participate. If you haven't been here before, the chat is an excellent place to be and gets to participate as well. Make sure you follow our lovely producer, Terry. She's at BatsT76. Follow Waz. So let's get right into it. The rules. So I am the government. I am not your friendly game show host. I am actually the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. We don't care. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Let's go.
The rules are you can use any of these one time. You can debate another opponent. You can veto another opponent's answer. You can tariff another opponent's answer. You can ask for a recount of your points, but that's not going to go well for you. So I don't think we've had anybody make that mistake. And you can also redistribute someone else's answer in a very Democrat AOC type of way. So those are the options available to our contestants. And also, for you libertarians out there, I like to call this decentralized scoring. So the chat can tell us who their favorite answer is, and they can give or take away up to 500 points. So if you want to take 500 points from, like, say, David for being late, you could do that. Or if you wanted to take 500 points from David for some other reason, you could also do that. Or you could just do it because you want to take 500 points from David. So, like, really, any reason you want to take points from David would be acceptable in this scoring configuration. So, and similar to the government, the contestants will have to fill out 5 different forms, which we won't tell them which form they have to find out at the end, and to see who won, or if they owe us money, or if they're going to jail, or they'll be audited. So those are the rules. And everybody starts off with negative 50 points because the government gets paid first. You work for me. It's your life is my life, not your own. So
harsh.
The winner, if there ever was one, and there has not been one so far, would get the Ron Paul trophy. It's Ron Paul in gold holding another Ron Paul trophy also in gold. And new this week, you could also possibly win the take-home version of the game. It's a board game. It's You Aren't a Real Libertarian. To win, you embezzle money and you endorse Trump and you block a bunch of people on Twitter. It's actually not fun. It's just it's kind of sad actually. And but yeah, and not sponsored by the Mises Caucus, by the way. And
it sounds like real life.
Yeah, it's based on a true story. Some names might have changed to protect the guilty, and Then also on our prize shelf, as always, is the Ayn Rand teddy bear, as well as the Mike Johnson signature cologne called Swamp Ass. And you could also win the Killdozer Lego set, so a popular vehicle with us libertarians. So, all right, you guys ready? Terry, I'm going to put you in the back. Thank you for all you do. Oh, all right. Negative 50 to David for looking like he's going to pull a ski mask down and rob the neighbors afterwards. Yep, that's fair right there. And okay, I shared this, but the game is super hard in a post. Okay. It's hard in real life too. I don't know how to respond to that. David wants to have fun tonight. I think we should take more points for that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So
I want to set a record tonight.
All right. So I'm actually going to, Stan, I'm going to drop you to the bottom here because you're new, so you can see a couple of people do this before it gets going. So make David the whipping boy at the top here. We go in totem pole order because it's not politically correct. So lightning round is 1-sentence answers. Your score is determined by your performance in the entire round, and you judge each other. So you'll assign or take away 500 points based on their performance. So if they give crap answers, you can punish them. And so, David, to you, should society prioritize individual freedom above all else?
Absolutely, because individual freedom is the best thing for communal freedom as well, because you don't infringe on the rights of another person. So you're respecting the community better if you focus on individual freedom.
Excellent. Casey, is the state inherently immoral?
Give me one that's really just a yes answer, but I got to give you.
This has nothing to do with why I moved Stan. Just FYI, I didn't know the order. I didn't write the questions. They came in the cereal box.
Well, I gave you extra words. Yes.
Just yes, nothing else.
Dude, yeah, the state is horrible. They're not moral. They have no morals. They don't care.
Okay. Scientific says the government taxed 40% of David's sleeves. Negative 100 to David for giving the correct answer. Yeah, that's fair. So Stan, you're kind of seeing how it's going here, right? So,
yeah.
All right, Stan, to you, should jury nullification be actively promoted?
Jury nullification should be actively educated at every jury selection, with them coming in every courthouse across this nation, in every county, every state, and every federal courthouse.
Good answer. You're already doing better than David. All right, David, to you. Should citizens avoid working within the state? And the state
Within or with the state?
With the state.
I would say in general, yes, but I would say if we were able to decentralize a lot of it, then my opinion might change. Because it would depend on what, if we get it down to bare bones, I wouldn't say avoid doing that. That's like the final thing that we want done, but I'd say in general, yes.
Okay. That was a long way to say yes, but we'll accept the yes.
Man, I'm doing better than I've ever done before.
Your answer should be 40% shorter, like your sleeves. And all right, Casey, should citizens aim for complete decentralization?
At least I can give more context on this one, but it's still just an absolute yes. Like, decentralize everything. We don't need to be having as much regulation and much control of things that we are seeing today.
Decentralized military.
Yeah, I'm in that court because I want to separate the powers and the decisions from a single point, and that needs to happen.
All right, Andy, is this 100 plus or minus for the run-on sentence? I kind of feel like that's not a positive, but we'll see. All right, Stan, to you. Is consent the foundation of all legitimate interactions?
Yes, they have to have the consent to do the things that they do, and many of the things that they are doing currently, they have no consent from we the people. So, yes.
All right, David, to you. Should voters focus mainly on economic freedom?
I would say individual freedom would be first and then economic freedom, but I would say those are hand in hand. So, I guess if that's the understanding, I'd say yes.
No, it's economic freedom. It says nothing about individual freedom.
Well, it's just, you can't have
basically
economic
for
freedom
voters are economics more important than civil liberties?
Well, I would say civil liberties are when you have individual freedom, not what the government's been saying is civil liberties. So you see what I'm saying? Is like economic freedom cannot happen without individual freedom as well. And we don't, so those go hand in hand. So I'll say yes, with the caveat that, I'm also including individual freedom in that.
But like I asked you twice now, if individual freedom is more important than economic freedom, the answer is no.
Okay, then I'll say no, because economic freedom would end up in controlling individuals if there's no individual freedom as well.
Okay. Your answer was right, but it was then at the end you would say, well, individual free. But yeah, so I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
David's earbuds make him look like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, that's like the total look I'm going for, man. Thank you. Scientific gets me.
Negative 200 for free for not understanding basic math. Well, basic math would be the dash in front or not, but you made a negative statement, but awarded points for the negative statement. I think he's going off of Zach's theory that the lowest score wins. And Zach is still wrong about that 6 weeks later. So, all right. And, but your haircut says Eddie Munster. So you got like really like kind of a 60s horror thing going on, horror sitcom.
Cool,
yeah, this is not golf. We're libertarians. They would not allow us at a golf course.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
We wouldn't want to go in order by like hole number. That's the problem.
We're more like monster trucks and shooting things than golf courses, I would say. As a party would be my guess. Like,
all right, I'm taking these off. Scientific, it's driving me insane. You're right.
Was a short drive in your defense. And all right. So David, did David ever get around to answering this question? Never mind. Let's just go on. Casey.
Are you kidding?
I know you took a lot of swings at the pinata on it, but I'm not sure if you ever landed.
Oh my gosh. I said no. No, individual freedom is the most important voting issue.
We all got distracted by all the weird stuff you're doing with fashion and earbuds. Casey, should the non-aggression principle have no exceptions?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I went harder this week. Can you tell?
You came up with different questions. That's for sure. I can't think of ways. I can't think of any reason why we would have to have exceptions. So yeah, we'll go with no exceptions.
Scientific thinks you look nice today.
Oh, thank you, Scientific. Will you bring me some pineapple?
Feed me. David, be more like Casey.
Jesus.
Weirdly, that's also what Casey says.
Oh,
that's what we all say.
Oh my
It just depends which Casey you're nearer at the time.
Yeah.
The only point of differentiation there.
I was going to say,
there's Woodcraft. Running for school board in El Paso. We're so proud of Ryan Woodcraft. Negative 250 for Casey for thinking too long. That's right. Ryan Woodcraft is decisive, and that's why you should vote for him for school board. Casey is not decisive. Negative 250.
That'll be nice. I like him.
Stan, do you know Ryan Woodcraft?
I think I've seen him around before. Not particularly 100% familiar with him, though.
He's one of my all-time favorite people in the party. He's a great guy. If you ever get the chance to interact with him, seek him out. Great guy.
Sure.
Indeed. Minus
hey, all right, bonus points. 100 points for whoever answers this one first. WTF is a non-aggression principle.
And I don't have a clear answer on that one either, but I made some assumptions. But I'm curious.
The non-aggression principle is that you are the aggressor. So that's why it's hard to find an exception to it, is because every example I can think of where I would say there's an exception, it's that I'm acting defensively. Okay. And so the idea is you're not going to use physically aggressive means specifically in the Libertarian Party to impose political ends. So it's, you're going to use intellectual reasoning and you can, but we would also say you can react as defensively as you want to if somebody's aggressive toward you. Just, you shouldn't be the aggressor.
Makes sense. That's a little bit of what I assumed, but cool.
That's very good.
So Wikipedia says non-aggression principle is a concept in which aggression, defined as initiating or threatening any forceful interference with an individual, their property, or their agreements, is illegitimate and should be prohibited. Interpretations of the NAP may vary, particularly concerning issues like intellectual property, force, and abortion. So, -1,000, anyone that cannot define what they're arguing. Well, that was why it was an interesting question, is because it's everyone has different interpretations of it. You're missing the whole je ne sais quoi of the show there, Jim Bob. Try to keep up with us. Try to keep up with us. All right. And so to Stan, should public parks be privatized?
Absolutely. 100%. No question. You know, we're spending so much money on these parks through our local communities. And, you know, one park in my neighborhood, one of the neighbors mowed parts of it so that it looked great outside of his house, you know. And so I think that we have these people that would want to help keep it up. And you know, you have homeowners associations, which are absolutely terrible, but they could help keep up these different parks in a different way that keeps it out of the hands of the government.
Great answer. David, why don't you ever give good answers like Stan does? I like Stan better than you now. All right, let's see if you can pull it together here, David. This is like the fifth time you've been on.
Let's be honest. Come on.
Should voting be abolished, David?
No.
Any particular
Voting
reason?
for what? Voting for what?
All voting.
No, not all voting. I would say voting for president should be abolished. Directly voting for president should be abolished.
I mean, it is the biggest distraction, I would say.
We should never vote for anything higher than House of Representatives, is my opinion. House of Representatives should elect the president, and then we will focus on who our representative is and vote them out every 2 years, probably. So
Chris says -200 to David for adding to the question and not really answering without help from the teacher. That's all I was saying, David. That's literally all I was saying. He was being generous with -200 there.
Oh man, my sister.
I charge much more than 200 for that kind of assistance.
My younger sister is actually joining us. That's pretty cool.
Does that mean I should be nice to you?
No.
Not happening. Not happening.
She took points away from me, so I think you'd like her. Yeah.
Excellent. My kind of people. Let's see here. Becky says, "Oh, is this your sister?" -100 to David for being my brother. There we go. She gets it. She gets it. I like her already. Welcome, Becky. And then, that Liberty lady. Hey, everybody. Great episode of Dad Talk. You were being silly by saying do the opposite of what you say before the episode. I'm sure 3 boys are proud to call you dad. The beauty of having 3 boys, Liberty lady, is you really only need one of them to like you. It's I describe my kids like software. 1.0 didn't go really well. Like we're going to call that the alpha. 2.0, let's call that the beta. But 3.0, like we're really cooking with 3.0. So just uninstall the previous 2 if you get where I'm going with that. But thanks for having me on that, Liberty lady. You have a great show. And if you're not following that Liberty lady, she's a very cool lady. So
thank you. Thanks, Scientific. That's really nice.
-50 to Stan for having proper lighting.
Thanks. Harry told me I had too much lighting.
I know, maybe that's where he was going.
Yeah, sure.
+50 to David for having dark lighting. We all appreciate it. All right, 100 to anybody answer this one. Should the government own property?
No.
No.
You could have stopped at should.
David doesn't even know there was a question. David, are you with us? David.
Yeah.
Look this way, David. Look this way. Shiny object.
Should the government own property? Or I would say
literally on the screen.
The government should protect property, but not own it. No.
Do you know the government owns half the land of the United States?
Yeah. I'm all for conservation, but I think we need to figure out a different way to do it where we're not we're not paying for it out of taxes and then paying to enter it as well. So, I'm all for conservation. We just need to rethink how we're approaching it.
We actually here in Pensacola, well, Gulf Breeze, we have the first ever Federal Reserve land with the naval live oak. And it was the first ever Federal Reserve land right here in my district.
Does that mean it prints fiat currency? I don't get the Federal Reserve
Yes.
part of that.
Yes. No.
The trees, the leaves that fall off the tree are as equally worthless as our dollars. Is that what you're trying to say? That's why it's the Federal Reserve?
So it was created to have a reserve of live oaks to build
Laundered money.
a Navy ship in case of war, so they could have the reserves to build Navy ships in case of war.
Okay.
That was the reasoning.
Plus 100 to me for treating David like a cat with a laser pointer. I mean, you got to know David. If you're going to have him on the show, you're going to have to snap him back into place. Negative 100 to David for looking in random directions and pretending to think.
Oh man, Scientific's on tonight. I don't know what the deal is. He misses me. That's what the problem is.
Oh my God. God, that one hurt. I laughed so hard. All right. Let's see. So that was David. So this is Casey. Should all legal codes be replaced with voluntary agreements?
No, all legal codes should just be repealed. Like, we don't need to replace them with a voluntary agreement. People can just do what they want in their house.
You actually read that better than I wrote it. That is the correct answer. Excellent. Good job.
Oh, thanks. Do I get a star?
David, be more like either Casey. We'll take either Casey. We're not even going to be choosy. Pick either Casey, be more like Casey, okay?
The one with
or your
without
sister.
the beard,
I like your sister better than you already too. So, or be like your sister.
I try.
Stan, should citizens avoid using government services entirely?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, they should avoid it. It's not it's socialism to take money from one person and give it to another. And I think that utilizing these programs, it takes away our job to do for others and do unto those that you'd have do unto you. And so it's our decision to who we help as individuals. And I think we need to get back to that, create a better community for ourselves and others.
Andy said that earned Scientific a follow. If you think that was funny, you will love Scientific because it's that nonstop. If you ever really want to have a fun time, post 20 consecutive posts that sound like you're endorsing RFK Jr. Just a little pro tip. If you're going to be friends with Scientific, that's a good way to kill an afternoon and to kill his afternoon, to be honest. And
yeah, he'll call in sick to work just to respond.
So, serious question: should insurance not exist?
Free market. It should be free market. If you want it, you can have it. It should be free market.
Anybody else want to chime in there?
Yeah, I would say insurance should absolutely exist if people want to participate in it. But, either way, you're required to pay for whatever it is. So if you don't want to pay out of pocket, then you would, do the monthly insurance, whatever that would be. I'm fine with insurance.
Your level of enthusiasm and your delivery sounds like you're reading from an insurance form.
Because I hate insurance, but at the same time, it's like
painful.
It was. I never want to say anything positive about it.
Woke up and then napped again while you were giving that answer. So to quote our friend Joe Hanoush, also known as Joseph, all of these issues have complexities that it's like peeling an onion back. And so insurance as we know it sucks, but if you ask a libertarian why it sucks, the answer is obvious: the government. So a lot of the things that the government says they're protecting you from, insurance could protect you from if somebody would protect us from the government and the insurance industry. So, you should be able to voluntarily enter any sort of agreement, insurance or escrow or anything like that if you want to, and the government shouldn't interfere in it at all. It's when your insurance has to cover like everything under the sun that it gets really problematic. And so that's the thing about insurance. So Brian says plus 200 to stand for nailing it. How will an insurance company accept your policy without having building standards?
That's easy. I mean, that's a free market principle. We have engineers and this can all be handled through the free market instead of permits through a city, county, or state and state licensure. Okay. And so this can all be handled through inspections through the free market principles. We have well-qualified engineers that need approval through a county department to get a permit. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And so as long as you have third parties, and if you want the insurance or are going to be required to have the insurance because of some type of mortgage where the insurance company where the mortgage company needs to, have that insurance for the liability, then, you just have to go through the standards of the insurance company. And that's a contract. It's a free market contract, can be 100%, and it doesn't need the state to come in and check on it. I mean, it's just an extra added cost, an extra tax that we don't need.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at this is think of things like brands, like restaurants. Like there are certain restaurants I wouldn't eat at if you paid me, like no offense, but Burger King. Like I would not eat at a Burger King if like I was about to starve to death. And there are other restaurants that, I would trust even in kind of like the dingiest places, right? And so, those are brands, right? So like think of buildings and insurance and the industries that oversee that as brands. So like if you were building a building, you'd want to be inspected by the best brand out there so you could get the lowest insurance rate, so you could charge the highest price for selling that place. And but then if you have whatever inspector Shaq is endorsing at the time, the general of house inspectors or building inspectors or engineering inspectors or whatever, you're not going to be able to charge as much. So the government doesn't prevent there from being gross restaurants that get people sick, and it doesn't make great restaurants better. It just occasionally gets lucky and stops something and then takes credit for it. Well, so it's the same with any industry.
Even here locally, we've had
make restaurants great again.
We've had a string of contractors that are licensed through the state, okay, and the state protects consumers up to $500,000 per contractor, and yet we've had a string of contractors going to jail for swindling all kinds of their customers, up to $7 million between two different contractors. And so the state wasn't there to protect all those homeowners like they claimed to be, right? And so even though we've tried to give this responsibility over to the government, it hasn't worked for my community here. And now we have so many consumers that are out a ton of money, and some of them still owe the loans, or even if they came up with the cash and had it, they don't have that money. And these two guys are sitting in jail, and the government and that licensure and the insurance that they had, it didn't protect the consumer.
Great explanation for those that don't live in our circles. Negative 150 to David for being shillish. Also negative 100 to David for looking around like something interesting is happening around him. You're not fooling anyone, David. Jim Bob is ordering some weird stuff off the internet, apparently. Tallow bubblegum is amazing. I came here to chew bubble gum and complain about RFK Jr.
What are you talking about?
Is now
He's our
banned and
libertarian
replaced.
candidate. He's our libertarian candidate, guys, that got appointed.
No, our Libertarian cabinet member, right? Like,
Yeah, our Libertarian cabinet member.
That's also, from what I hear, that's also a sham that somebody gifted him that lifetime membership. It wasn't even by his doing. So
I did not hear that.
yeah, I just heard that one.
I mean,
this
it doesn't
week.
surprise me, but yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, we already did that one. Okay, so now I get it. I went backwards. So that was the lard and tallow answer. Jim Bob, you're allowed to have beef tallow bubblegum again. I'll allow it. Andy says, I own a few old buildings and getting insurance, even though the building is perfect, simply because it's from 1915 and made out of brick. Getting insurance is extremely hard because it doesn't comply with the policy standards. Well, right. And the government allows that. The government allows monopolies. The government allows all of these problems to happen where, like, other industries that the government doesn't mess with as much, it's easy to get whatever you want, like insurance for recreational vehicles. You can get, total insurance and pay a lot for it. You can get like barely any insurance and pay like nothing for it. Like when they don't mess with the market, it's a lot easier. Negative 200 to David for denying what he just heard.
Boy, they really love you, David.
No, it's cool. Like the more you get along with people, the
no, I get it.
Better it like the easier it is to lose. So.
This is kind of an avalanche. Usually, like when it starts on somebody, like as soon as they notice that David's wearing a woman's jacket, that like all of a sudden it's going to be an avalanche down. And what men's jacket comes up to here? I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
I have my sleeves pulled up.
Oh.
It's not a jacket. It's like a.
It's you and your form-fitting stuff that you buy at Lululemon or whatever that place is called.
Oh no, it's not form-fitting, and I am not cool enough to buy anything in a store that does not have cement floors. So no.
All right, David got some positive points. Plus 100.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Ryan just wants
only
a donation.
Having a single S in your last name. All right, we're caught up now. Back to that.
Wait, I just want to clarify.
Stan.
Jim Bob said that I hearded something. Like, is he asking? Like,
I think he's saying that I have to herd you like cats. Like, I think that's where he was going.
Okay.
All right, David, to you. Should public libraries be sold to private owners?
Yes, I think that's an interesting question. I think that we should maintain libraries, but if there were some kind of, I'm fine with that. It's fine.
David, if you were paying attention, they're all interesting questions, but you're not really paying attention. So
yeah, no, you did a good job this time around. Good job, Free.
Get rid of libraries. Everybody can go digital.
I'll tell you, I tried getting them to get some. I actually wanted to donate some books to the library here. And what they told me was any books I donated, they would just put on a shelf and sell for $1. But I actually wanted the public to have access to these books by the Tuttle twins because I've got my children reading them, and they wouldn't accept them to put them on the shelf. They just wanted to sell them all for $1 a piece, and they refused to even purchase the books new to put them on the shelf for the community, even though I wasn't the first one to ask for them. So. Privatize them for sure.
Plus 100 to everyone with 2 capital letters in their last name.
Yes.
Being Irish, I approve of that one.
Oh wait, last name. Dang it! I thought they meant name. Yeah.
Oh my God, David!
Really?
Like, could you pay like a little attention? I think the Lululemon jacket is cutting off the blood flow to your brain. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but negative 250 to Casey for burning books.
Do they even make men's clothes?
Negative 250 to David for worst beard of the night. No, David, that's the joke. That's the joke. The joke is that you're wearing women's clothes. That's why I'm going Lululemon. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah. No,
Plus
that's funny.
250 to Casey for best beard of the night. Excuse me? Excuse me? Negative 500 to Stan for not having Old Glory in the background. I've got 2.
Wait a minute. Maybe I can get a couple extra points for this one.
Wow.
Is it blank?
I think it honestly, that depends on who our audience is tonight. I wouldn't bank on that.
I was just gonna say, there's a mixture on that one. I guarantee.
There's like a 50-50 that you got there with the Libertarian crowd.
Why does David look like he's in the clearance aisle of Hobby Lobby? Negative 100. That's fair. It does. Like, you got like those like weird things that like,
Dude,
it's a container that you put on a shelf. Like, you got like that stuff, and then
this is hand carved from when I was in Nigeria. Like,
he bought that at Hobby Lobby.
This was
Also
Thailand.
from Hobby Lobby.
This was
Also from Hobby
India.
Lobby. His
Oh my
kid made
God.
that at school.
Oh, I would be selling those. I would be like set up a stand outside the house and sell those if he made that at school.
And the
Be like,
really
be
sad
a
thing is
libertarian.
the kid's like, "Hey, I made you a cat," and that's what came out. So that was
A what?
that was supposed to be a cat. The last one you showed that your kid made.
The nose was really long though.
I don't know whose turn is it. Where was
Mine.
the last one?
Mine.
Libraries. All right, Casey. Should there be no restrictions on food labeling?
Yes, there should be no restrictions on food labeling. Correct.
Ooh, Scientific's gonna like that answer. Speaking of Scientific, negative 100 to David for showing off his depressing action figures. I thought he was going show and tell, and that was even better. David is churning up the made in China stickers.
Churching up.
Churching up. All right. Stan, to you. Should private arbitration handle all disputes?
Private arbitration. Yeah. I mean, listen, the courts are so damn corrupt. I've been going through them now for so many years, and there's no oversight on them at all. There's no liability for them breaking the law, and the judges, they're currently breaking the law left and right with no accountability. And there's something that has to change with these courts. It's absolutely horrendous, and people are suffering because of it.
Joe would love that answer. Food stickers are the worst. Well, he thinks license plate stickers are the worst. Plus 100 to Casey for joining forces with Bill Gates' clan trying to kill us.
Really?
Negative 100 to Scientific from RFK Jr. Oh, hey, Eric. Welcome, buddy.
Oh, hey, Eric. How's it going, man? That's awesome. Yeah, great intro.
I still don't know how much or how little of this I'm supposed to say, but Eric Johnson, my favorite of the 2 Eric Johnsons that are musicians that I know of, may or may not be doing musical stuff. So you may follow him or maybe not follow him, but he may be doing musical stuff. So you may want to follow him, but I'm not sure if he's doing musical stuff. He's usually doing musical stuff, but he might be doing more cool musical stuff, but I don't really know. So follow him. That didn't sound like I know anything, right?
No, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I
You
don't
knew
know.
that a long time ago.
Okay. David, should government-funded scientific journals be privatized?
No, if it's good, if it's funded by all of us, then it should be public.
Well, should we be funding is really my question here.
Oh, okay. Well, then no. Everything shows that the free market works better than government funding of that kind.
Mine
We
is
need
from David because he can't read.
Yeah, we need instant replay because I'm pretty sure he answered no and then said, "Oh wait, no." Like I think he doubled back and said no a second time.
Yeah, double no.
Oh
Well, I
my
mean,
God.
that can be taken two ways. Should
No
journals
can
that
really
are
only be
government
taken
funded
one
be
way. It's no.
privatized? Or
No is
should
the opposite of
the
yes.
funding of scientific journals be privatized? So yeah, sorry.
Scientific journals, nobody would pay for that. I would read that shit. Have you heard what he's got going on at home? I would read that shit. Be like the libertarian version of Penthouse Forums.
What? Really?
I'm dating myself. I'm dating myself there, but if you're old enough, you understand what I mean there. All right. Plus 100 to Stan the Man McDaniels, just because. That's good. I'll take it. David, are you do you think you're texting somebody? What the hell are you doing, man? You're on the show. This is like when David texts me hey, can you send me Cash's phone number? I'm literally live streaming right now, and you know that because you're watching me and Cash live stream. I don't understand. Hey, this would be a great time to text him.
I have super ADD, just
Really,
non-medicated.
really,
In case you didn't notice.
really.
We need to talk about accountability. Is that what we need to talk about?
What?
Accountability?
With what?
Scientific says, I'm pretty sure they fund the research, not the journal. -50 to David for not mentioning it. Or maybe he mentioned it twice with the word no. You never know with his answers. Today I ate peas and pineapples is a terrible journal entry, terrible Google reviews. Yeah. Wow. I can't comment anymore. I have nothing nice to say. All right. Thankfully, not David's turn. Casey's turn. Should there be no restrictions on flying cars or autonomous vehicles?
No restrictions. We don't need government red tape and regulations. None.
What if it's a trans pilot by Washington, D.C.? Should there be restrictions on?
You are really messed up setting me up for a joke right now, and I'm not going to take that because
you're not going to take it? Not going to take the bait there? No. All right.
What if it's flying over people's houses?
I guess we shouldn't joke about that with Philadelphia, but yeah.
No, I wasn't.
I'm losing patience with people in my comments right now on the videos, and yeah, I'm already let me guess, you're vaccinated. Okay, you're dumb. You wore a mask. I'm sure. I'm just sick of people's attitude.
Casey's comments, the longer they go on, the IQ drops. So the things he posted today, the comments in them are in the single digits of IQ points by this point.
Yeah, we're on negative viewers right now after that last one.
Yeah. All right, really? Stan, should America reject all forms of environmental regulation?
Man, that's a tough one. There's been so much damage done to my area. We have the PFAS problems, several Superfund sites. That's a really tough question. I would say no, but I'm very happy with the Chevron deference being overturned and how that's going to reel in a lot of the regulation that's been put forth. I think that the corporations that do contaminate our areas need to have some form of accountability to the people. Because so many corporations have damaged communities over the years, and there's got to be some kind of element to regulate that because that affects generations worth of people. And
all right, let's go to the scoreboard here. Casey, can you hit refresh for me? And I feel like you did enough damage to each other, so we'll just leave it be with that. And so not surprisingly at all, David is in last place of those who bothered to show up. Mike Decentralized, of course, is pulling up the rear at negative 19,614, the all-time record as of right now. David, negative 1150. I feel like people were being too nice to you, only deducted 1250 from you total. So that means you got 100 positive points that I don't recall at any time there. And Casey, negative 250. That's kind of what I would expect it. And Stan the Man leading the charge. Stan's in positive territory even while getting penalized by the audience, negative 650. Stan, how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going pretty good. A little bit better than my expectations, that's for sure.
All right. Good to know. Terry says there are some people making comments in the comment section of X. Those won't come through. Please click the box inside the box to bring up. How come she's allowed to say the box inside the box? Casey, you make fun of me when I say it. Please click the box inside the box to bring up the chat on the right-hand side of your screen. Negative 500 to David for acting surprised at the scoreboard. Yeah.
I feel like everybody's going easy on me, and that's okay.
No, you gave really good answers. I don't know when this was, but David, throw the earbuds away.
That was right before I responded and said,
Okay.
My children are going to sleep, so I can't.
Okay. And Chris, why you gotta be a bummer? Okay. I'm not doing any more plane updates. This isn't CNN. All right. So next up, fill in the meme. Fill in the meme. So this is a two-parter. You have to guess the first one and then also the second one.
Oh,
So there are two things that are similar but not the same. There is a difference. David, to you. Those are
Gulf
women,
of
by the way,
Mexico
David.
versus
David, I'll
Gulf
give you.
of America.
Oh, you knew this one.
oh.
Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America is correct. All right. Casey, to
The
you.
only meme I've ever gotten.
Casey, to you.
Oh man.
What is this describing?
Oh, this is like the Discovery Channel.
Okay, Stan, to you. Guess what this is describing?
Oh man. Yeah, coming of age as I don't know. That you got me on that one.
David, to you.
So this is where the first lady came from.
I love that Scientific has to be right even though he's in the chat. He's like, I know this one. All right.
He just copied my answer. Come on.
All right. So the
Come on,
answer to this
Florida's
one is
Florida's #1 for porn stars, so I resemble that remark.
all right. So the answer for this one is gender studies when I was a kid.
Like it.
All right, Stan. And all right. The IRS, and then what is the blank here, Stan?
The IRS is looking at my bank account.
David.
The taxpayer. Well.
All right, I think I'm going to give it to Stan on that one. Your paycheck, yep. All right, Casey, to you.
They can still freeze that bank account and take it from you there too.
I've seen this 45 different times with different words on it, and I forgot what it was, to be honest with you. All right, Casey, to you. I used to blank. I still do, but I used to too.
What the hell is this one? Jesus.
Do you know who this is?
No.
Mitch Hedberg? One of the
Why do
best
I know
games
that
ever. If you
name?
don't know who Mitch Hedberg is, go back and listen to Mitch Hedberg. He had such classics as Rice is Delicious. If you're hungry and you want 10,000 of something.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard his stuff, but it's been forever. I recognize the name, but I'm gonna say I used to 6 foot distance. I still do, but I used to too.
All right, Stan, to you.
I used to party and drink. I still do, but I used to too.
That's actually the original joke, but not the meme. The original joke is I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. All right, David, to you. Shockingly, he died of drug overdose too.
I used to hate the government.
Okay.
Oh,
Well done. Well done.
I had never seen that one before.
Is Casey feeding you answers in the background? Because I really do not believe this is an authentic performance.
I don't know. I'm trying as hard as I can not to end in the positive, but I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Casey, to you, what would Jesus do? Jesus would blank. That's what Jesus would do. What would Jesus do? Jesus would blank. That's what Jesus would do.
I have no idea. I'm going to go with taxation is theft. We're going to go with that.
Stan, to you, what would Jesus do? Jesus would blank. That's what Jesus would do.
Jesus would whip you.
David, to you.
Jesus would whip them.
That's literally just what Stan said.
Right.
No, he said you. I said them.
Okay.
Come on,
David
semantics.
David knows their pronouns, apparently. All right. And what would Jesus do? Jesus would end the Fed. That's what Jesus would do.
In the Fed.
Come on now. Come on now.
I should have went with
I
that
thought
one.
Stan and I were neck and neck on that one, but
No, it wasn't that you were neck and neck. It was that you said exactly what Stan said, which doesn't seem like a good strategy, especially when I just said Stan was wrong. All right. Who is it? Go to Stan. I just bought a new Jeep. I named it blank.
Holy
I
shit.
just bought a new Jeep. I named it blank.
Well, I had a Jeep once. We named it Swamp Bitch. So
That seems unlikely.
uh,
No, we'll count that as your answer. David, to you. I just bought a new Jeep. I named it blank.
piece of crap. I don't know. I had one for one day and I returned it.
Casey, I just bought a new Jeep. I named it blank. You're muted.
You gotta
You're
unmute,
muted.
bro.
Son of a B word. You named it Elizabeth Warren because it's a Cherokee.
Elizabeth Warren because it's white and it says it's a Cherokee. Yep. Yep. Don't help him in the comments before the answer. Don't help him. I saw his eyes drift.
Oh,
Stand you, Elizabeth Warren. It's misspelled. This wasn't me. Elizabeth Warren as what? Elizabeth Warren as what?
as Pocahontas? No.
David, to you, Elizabeth Warren as what? See how I went topical this week? This is good. This was topical.
This
Wait,
is good. You
is
stole
it
it
to
from
me
my
or to
wall. That's
Stan?
okay.
Oh yeah, like you're like one, like you didn't steal your memes from other people, and two, like you were the only one that posted this.
This one I'm confident in. Yes. There's many of this, but not with this text.
David,
her.
all right, nothing.
Yeah.
Casey,
yeah.
you want to do it?
Chief running joke.
Chief running joke. Elizabeth Warren is chief running joke. All right, stand to you. Leave blank alone. You just have to guess the bottom blank. Leave blank alone.
Oh man.
Leave. Oh gosh. Shit.
Ooh, Commander in Chief would have been a good one, Creole Queen. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Damn. Leave AOC alone. Yeah. No.
All right, David, to you. Leave blank alone.
Taxes.
Casey, to you. Leave blank alone.
I don't get the two bubbles. I want to say.
It's just the bottom one, he said.
Oh, it's just the bottom one?
Yeah, like try to pay attention. A little bit of attention. I'm already babysitting.
Now who's
David.
ADD? Now who's ADD?
Joe.
I can't babysit two of the three
Joe.
contestants. That's over the limit.
Jesus.
No, the correct answer is leave Pfizer alone.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Like I said, topical. Stand to you.
Yeah.
Does it provide immunity? And she responds, what?
Of course it does.
David?
We're not sure.
Casey?
Only if you
Casey's
wear-
got the I know this one
No.
face. What
no. Only if you wear a mask.
does it provide immunity? And the answer is only to the manufacturer.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I should have thought of that
So
one.
that's for Leslie. That one's for Leslie. Throwing out a little shout out to Leslie on that one. All right. Stan, to you. Get in, loser. Wear what? Get in, loser. Wear what?
Ending the Fed? Oh, that's
No.
Kennedy.
David, to you. Get in, loser. Wear what?
Getting polio.
Getting polio. Get in, loser. We're getting polio. Yeah. I knew you guys had seen that, but I had to do it anyways because it's too awesome. Scientific, if you made that one, that's my favorite one I've seen in like months. So kudos to you. And if you didn't, good job stealing it before Casey did, because he's the biggest thief of memes on the entire internet. So, all right, Casey, to you. Intravenous. Am I saying that right? Intravenous. Whatever. Heroin addict for 14
How can you make that word sound dirty?
Intravenous. All right. It's like I've been up for like 17 hours. Intravenous heroin addict for 14 years. Blank.
Is going to make America healthy again.
Stand to you. Intravenous heroin addict for 14 years. I still feel like I'm saying that wrong. Holy shit.
And now a politician? I don't know.
Yeah, I deserve more than negative 100 for that. That was maybe the worst thing I've ever done on the internet right there.
It's damn it. Intravenous.
All right, so it's not that easy. Stan, did you guess while I was stuttering and drooling all over myself?
Yeah, no, I didn't guess right. I'm sure it said politician. For
All right,
20.
David, to you.
Head of HHS.
Thank you. Intravenous heroin addict for 14 years. Doesn't think vaccines are safe. Like I needed this.
Oh.
I should have wrote this on my hand. If I would have realized this was going to be all this problems. That was maybe the toughest thing I've done all week right there. You can tell it's Friday and I'm on fumes.
I am not anti-vaccine.
Yeah. HHS. All right. So I think we're to Casey.
Oh man.
Donald Trump blocks $50 million in funding for condoms to Gaza. Gaza, U.S. taxpayers, what? What is in the Trojan horse, Casey? What is in the Trojan horse?
Go with nukes.
Plus 1,000. Anyone that can say intravenous correctly.
Let's go with nukes or military weaponry.
Stand to you.
Trump blocks 50 million funding for condoms in Gaza. U.S. taxpayers.
We just learned that I went to art school and we did not cover anything that involved veins other than art students doing heroin.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they say the floating bombs?
Yeah.
Okay, David, to you.
$1 million from me.
Gaza, U.S. taxpayers. What is in the Trojan horse, David?
Yeah. U.S. taxpayers. I don't know. Rejoice.
Mm-hmm. And
I feel like I saw this headline earlier and I can't remember it, but yeah.
Donald Trump blocks $50 million in funding for condoms to Gaza. Gaza, U.S. taxpayers in the Trojan horse. Trojan.
Oh Jesus.
That one I could say. I could say rubber. All right. ACTU, turn in your guns, blank.
F no.
Turn in your guns, blank.
F no.
Stand to you, turn in your guns, blank.
Turn in your guns and get in the oven.
Ooh.
David, to you, turn in your guns.
I was going to say, no, thank you, Hitler.
Right.
Stan's not that far off. Turn in your guns, get a free tattoo.
Makes sense. They got the numbers on their forearms.
Joseph is here. Welcome, Joseph. Returning unused virgins from Epstein's Island. That was
Does Joe
creativity
realize this
there.
isn't his status update?
Joseph, I would have given you creativity points for that because that's a very creative answer. I like that. Hey, Rose, thank you. Like and share this out, please. I wish there was like a mediocre, like instead of like you could go, not bad. Like not terrible, not great. Wish there was one of those buttons too, because I could say like or
Like yeah.
In case we're sucking,
So.
you never know.
So.
In case I have to say intravenous again. All right. Oh, there's a lot of start. I think there's a lot going on at the top here. So this is what it feels like to pay taxes. Yep. 100 to David, just because he used to too. I named it Obama so I could complain about some more. Negative 69 for misspelling her last name. That was a stolen meme or Casey's fault, one of the two, not my fault. David, pronouns are dead, minus 200. In David's defense, he's for sure the most likely to use somebody's pronouns of the four of us. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
It turns out
not
my
even a
default
question.
when I don't know what to say is it, and apparently that's very offensive.
I say it just normally when I see pronouns.
Yeah. All right, Casey, to you. The Amish Powerball is up to what?
Oh man.
The Amish Powerball is up to what?
Freedom.
Stan, to you, the Amish Powerball is up to what?
Up to.
So that's exactly what I was saying, Rose. Okay, not bad. Like we need a, like, not terrible.
50 corn bushels. I don't know.
David, to you.
I'd say like 5 pounds.
Oh man, you should have read Joe's answer.
Joe's pretty
I think
close.
this is
Joe's
the
pretty
end.
close.
Oh man.
4 dozen eggs. Amish Powerball,
Nice.
4 dozen eggs. We got to break the curse here. I'm going to go to Stan first. Possible Saturday morning. The map of Florida. Possible Saturday morning.
Global warming.
What?
David, to you. Possible Saturday morning map of Florida.
Oh man. Snow or blizzard warning possible Saturday morning.
Casey, to you. Possible Saturday morning. What?
There's got to be something with falling iguanas and snow, but I don't know how to phrase it.
Falling iguanas.
Okay.
Nobody believed this was true when I posted it.
No, it's absolutely
Stan and
true,
David,
yeah.
thanks for following me and checking out my feed because I posted this. And so when it drops below 45 degrees, the iguanas can actually become immobilized and then fall out of the tree, but they're not dead. So every year when this happens, they have to put it on the news and tell people they're not dead, just leave them there. And when it warms up, they'll unfreeze and, so every year they post this and nobody believes me.
We don't have that problem up here in Northwest Florida.
Oh,
You don't have iguanas that far north or something?
No, we don't have this warning issued up here in Pensacola. It's we don't have that problem. That's more down in the Miami, Orlando area.
No, we don't even have them. We don't even have them just as far north as I am compared to you, Free.
You don't have iguanas up there? I'm
No.
learning new stuff. This
Wow.
is
Yeah,
like
no,
a
that's why
huge
it's
problem
so
by
weird.
me. This
It's
is a
like
huge problem.
30 or
Like, people have
50
to clean
miles.
them off their cars to go to work in the morning. Like,
Do you have iguana scrapers?
oh Jesus.
I mean, that's probably a thing. Like the moms probably have like nice ones that they paid like $50 for or something. All right. Stan, to you. Day one, all right, make America healthy again. Here we go. Day two, Trump announces what?
Oh shoot, what was that? AI.
I'm giving it to you. The mRNA AI vaccine. Yep.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Well done. Well
There was
done.
a more important thing done on day 2 than the AI. What was it?
Day two,
Day 2.
Free Ross.
Free Ross. There you go. Free Ross.
That's it. Yeah.
It is kind of
I
weird
did
though.
not-
And to be fair, that was $500 billion of foreign investment. It wasn't taxpayer dollars. So
I still don't believe that from what I read, but
no, that's
I
kinda
think
how
it's
read
a fantastic investment.
me and Casey have been arguing about it for a week now. All right.
I hope they lose it.
David, to you, rejoining the party if. David, just because you always ask for clarifications on stuff like this, it is exactly the same text above the green box on both sides, just different sizes.
Oh,
Oh,
Rejoining the party if.
that ruined the
I would say rejoining the party if Mises loses.
Casey,
I'm gonna be a rebel. I'm gonna say rejoining the party if McCardle is still there. Rejoining the party if Amash is the chair.
Dan?
Oh, I thought it was the same thing.
No, he said the same thing. That's why I said I'm being a
David,
rebel.
you don't listen, David. I even let you go up closer and take an easier shot, and you still weren't listening. Stand to you.
I'm going to say
Libertarian.
rejoining the party if they support candidates. How about that one?
Rejoining the party if Heist takes over. Rejoining the party if Amash takes over. You were so close, Casey. I got blocked by Mises this week, by the way. Casey, to you. Trump, or no, it's David. Trump to every federal employee right now, what?
Here's your payout. You're fired.
Casey?
You're deported.
Stan?
You're fired. Fuck off. Oh, can I say that?
I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off. Yep. All right. Make sure you give some feedback in the chat here. I'm way behind on the comments. David with the memes. Lululemon works for you. Damn Joe, quiet all night, then drops the Epstein bombs. David, Joe had a previous event, is what he said to me. Creole Queen, 2 horses in a carriage. Joe Noosh says Trump fixes global warming. Joe's just a cold iguana. Mandatory McDonald's for all. Free David, he's been imprisoned by the fashion police. Libertarians leave me alone. There we go. We're caught up now. All right. Where are we? All right. So the next category. This is double or trouble. Double or trouble. I've kind of been on a Uncle Sam as a pimp theme here, so you can see that kind of going on here.
Uncle Snoop.
Uncle Snoop, yeah. First contestant answers. Each subsequent. My God, I can't talk tonight. Each subsequent contestant must give a better answer or be eliminated. A better answer doubles the current point value. The round ends when no one can top the current answer. Final points awarded to the winner. Passing may get you in trouble. You never know. So you have to give a better answer. The points keep doubling, and but the winner takes all of the points. Okay. So an example is, how should we lower taxes? You could say replace it with a flat tax, transition to a national sales tax, cut federal spending to offset revenue, stuff like that. And I determine if your answer was better than the last answer. Got it? I don't care. Oh, hold on. Stop the presses. Where, Terry, you got oh, there he is. My cousin, Kung Fu. my actual real life cousin. He's the nicer, funnier one of us. So if you like nicer and funnier, he does pop culture and stuff. Really, really great page. So follow my cousin Kung Fu. Terry says hi to him. All right. What were we doing? Double or trouble? David, to you, how do we reduce housing costs?
Eliminate property tax.
Casey, to you.
Get the government out of owning property.
I'll give you that one. Stan, to you to double it to 400.
Gold-backed dollars.
Interesting. I'll give you that. So we're at 400. David, can you give a better answer than gold-backed dollars?
In insurance requirements.
And insurance requirements.
Make
I'm
insurance
stopping there.
voluntary. Make insurance
400 to
voluntary.
Stan. 400 to Stan. So Stan wins that round. All right, Casey, to you. How do we address homelessness?
Accept and agree that we need to actually address mental illness in this country.
Stan, to you for 200.
Defund NGOs.
All right, I'll give you that. David, you 400.
Empower, I would say, religious communities to address the issue.
Man, he's
Not
good.
doing it.
He's
Not
good.
doing it.
David's the best.
Not doing it. Stan gets the points. All right. Casey, to you. How do we lower healthcare costs?
Stop government involvement in healthcare.
Stan, to you.
Luigi.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy.
That took me a minute. I was like, wait a minute. What did he do? Oh, wait a minute. I know what he did.
I kind of feel like Casey gave the best answer possible anyway. So 100 points to Casey.
Oh,
Negative 100 to David, as those points weren't covered by his
oh come
insurance
on.
provider.
Come on. Stan wins.
Jim Bob says taxation is theft. And Hanush says executive order. Jim Bob says, how about an actual title
That's called an alloidial
for our
title.
house and our land? 100 to anybody who can say certificate of need loss. I just said it. Oh, who says? Okay, never mind. Stan, to you. How do we reduce unemployment?
How do we reduce unemployment? End unemployment tax or insurance.
All right, well, we have the worst answer out of the way. David, to you.
How do we reduce unemployment? Is we, oh man, if that's the worst answer, I would say we stop, or we eliminate
hold my
corporate.
beard. Hold my beard.
No. We eliminate. Yeah, we eliminate corporate tax so they can afford to hire more people.
Isn't that what he literally just said?
No, he said employment tax. That's different.
Unemployment. Yeah, unemployment insurance.
100 to Stan. I think David just repeated you yet again.
Yep.
Casey, how should we fix energy supply / prices?
Drill, baby, drill.
Plus 100 to Casey for kicking government out of healthcare. Oh boy, we got a bunch of people at the top again. Oh, Kung Fu says thanks, cousin Terry. Stan wins. Yeah, I gave it to Stan. And the Fed. Uncle Sam has no pronouns, FYI. There we go. See, you can tell
Uncle.
we're related.
Uncle.
Did you answer? Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, I said drill, baby, drill.
Stan, to you.
We fix energy prices by building more coal plants.
No, I'm giving that to Casey. Yeah, scientific had the next level answer. Nuclear would have been a good answer.
Eh.
And we don't need more coal plants.
I mean, I didn't get much into answers. So.
David, to you. How should we fix social programs? How should we fix social programs? I wrote these too, and I'm like surprised to see them.
We eliminate them. We stop taxing everybody so much. And so organizations, again, community organizations like churches and stuff can get back to doing what they do way better than the government does.
The best thing about David going first is I don't even have to listen to his answer, and I could say, Casey, to you.
How should I get rid of all social programs? That's how we get rid of them. How we should fix them. Get rid of them.
All right, Stan, to you. 400 points.
How should we fix social programs? We should fix social programs by ending the Fed.
Casey wins.
Isolating.
All right.
Isolating.
And more bad news for Stan. Negative 500 unemployment taxes. Fix nothing. And no prices should be fixed. Negative 150 to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody said a price should be fixed.
Yeah.
I don't care. We took points from you. I'm happy.
Is Jim Bob even watching, or is he just like, eh?
Plus 150 to Casey for stating the obvious. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That was you. That was you. I thought they sucked.
Oh, you love the spin doctors. All right.
No,
Cool.
That they
We're learning
sucked.
a
But
lot.
if you want to call me baby.
They sucked. All right. So
I blame them for starting all those Superman songs in the 90s.
yeah, we went faster this time than we usually do. I actually had more memes. So we will get out of here at a decent hour if David doesn't mess this up. So all right.
I will try
sudden
my
death.
hardest.
Is that refreshed?
There you go.
David, not looking good, but where you would expect to be, David? Negative 2,000 points, or
Wait, who keeps the score? Just out of curiosity.
Terry.
like literally, he's been on 5 times. He doesn't know Terry keeps the score.
No. One time I was on and Casey was keeping the score. That's what I was asking.
Never once did Casey ever keep the score.
No.
There was one time we had a mess up with the scoreboard when we first launched it, and I helped Terry get caught up on the scores, but that was it.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just frustrated because I thought I'd be negative 20,000 by now, and I'm still behind.
Oh, I can make it that.
Even Mike's not negative.
See, exactly.
Stan, negative 500. Not a bad first showing, Stan.
Yeah.
And then Casey, shockingly, almost in the positive. Casey at negative 50. So, Stan, the way that this works is the bottom 2 face off in the semifinals, and then whoever wins that round will face Casey in the finals. So, Casey, I'm going to put you backstage here, and Stan and David will go first. David with the lowest score always goes first somehow, and that will be the case here. So it is just the 3 of us. We are doing sudden death. Sudden death. I don't have any sound effects. I just do that every time. Negative 1,000 to David for forgetting about Terry. May God have mercy on your soul. I mean, like, doesn't David seem like he got abducted and like we just pulled duct tape off of him? And he ended up here and didn't know where he was or why he was here. Like, it is the weirdest damn thing. Yeah,
that's what happens every single time.
Casey's with me on this one. Yeah, every time. Negative 500.
I'm just so excited when I get to be on the show and not have duct tape on.
Joe Hanush says died suddenly. Yeah. Mike's scores look like the deportation numbers this week. That's also true. Yeah.
Joe is my favorite libertarian.
Joe Hanush?
Oh yeah.
How many libertarians do you know? Is that number higher than 1?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I ran the local chapter here in Escambia County for a while. And
funny fact about Joe Hanush, he's not even his own favorite libertarian.
I know. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
he's great. He's just such a great support, and I really appreciate Joe.
Yeah. Too bad you don't live in Volusia County, because then he would have gotten like 4 or 5 votes. All right. Enough of the chit chat. David, to you. Name something you'd rather be in than the Mises Caucus.
A dumpster that is on fire
Stand
in the
to you.
ocean.
And if this is an uncomfortable question, I would apologize. But
Yeah.
I'm going to.
LP National.
LP National. I'm giving it to David. The correct answer, dumpster would be, yeah. So Stan, wait backstage. We will bring you out for the finale, or after the finale here. So removing Stan, adding in Casey. Casey, what would your answer have been to that question? Just
Is this a children-friendly show?
David's on it. And Hoosh is in the comments.
You don't want to hear what I'm going to answer on that one right now.
Oh, negative 1,500 Stan for citing Joe as his inspiration.
Oh, Jesus.
The kidnappers let David go after no one was willing to pay the ransom. Isn't that the vibe, Scientific? I swear to God that's the vibe. That he just pulled duct tape off and showed up. And he's like, "What game show? I've never heard of the game show." David looks like he just finished a mime show at a hipster coffee shop. Oh my God. David is an alien. Yep. All right. Yeah. And let's just one more time, negative 1,000 to David for forgetting about Terry being God have mercy on your soul. Maybe the best comment of the night. All right.
Gosh. I did not forget about you, Terry.
All right. So David's still the low score, maybe of all time. And David, so you answer first. Would you trust RFK Jr. with a major job? If so, how major?
I would trust him with the major job of stabbing a bear and dumping it in Central Park.
Good answer. Casey, to you, would you trust RFK Jr. with a major job? If so, how major?
I would trust RFK Jr. with declassifying documents that have been hidden for 50 years about family members that was assassinated by the government.
All right. In the chat, tell us what the best answer was, please. Who did you like better? Did you like David's answer or did you like Casey's answer? Please tell us in the chat. Stan, what did you think? Who had the better answer there?
You're muted.
You're
muted. My AirPods.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I'd have to go with the D class, though. Yeah.
I didn't know we were being serious. Come on. Wait, are we on the show right now?
Ooh.
I just had this duct tape removed from my mouth.
David's like, when does the show start?
We're still backstage, right?
Yeah. Have those been released yet?
No, it's like 45 days or 90 days.
For JFK files, they have 14.
14.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they have 45
originally
for the other
15
two,
days
for
and then-
RFK and MLK.
Okay.
Terry's trying to make this a little bit more difficult by starring them after I read them.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
so RFK Jr. couldn't job the Brooklyn Brawler on Monday Night Raw. Casey, did you see the other night when Cash and Terry weren't listening to me simultaneously? It was maybe the highlight of my streaming career. It was amazing. Yeah.
No, I did not.
And Casey looks like he just finished a spiced chai latte this evening.
Yeah, about that.
Let's go back. This is going on the highlight reel. Plus 100 to Stan for complimenting Joe. That was the first compliment Joe's ever been given on any of my spaces. So, did you? Oh, you said you'd never seen the show. You did. So you missed the one where Joe said the third biggest threat to freedom in the United States was license plate stickers. You might want to go back and watch that before you start publicly endorsing him. Freedom Uncut episode number 2, I believe. No, that's a really, really funny one. It's me and Joe. I didn't know how to stream, and Joe was nice enough to come on, and it was like an hour and a half of like funny. It was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely a funny guy.
Especially if you know, now that you know me and that you know Joe, like it's gonna be like 10 times funnier. So Joe said there's no film in the camera. That's if David was hosting it. If David was hosting the stream, there would be no film in the camera. Was that a Zoolander's reference?
What is he talking about now?
Do you know how many pages are being declassified in the JFK docs?
Ooh.
I feel like Jim Bob's writing a research paper and he's using our chat to get the answer.
He's gonna put us down as the source.
Or Jim Bob doesn't know the difference between the chat on the game show and ChatGPT.
Yeah. We're just below Wikipedia. They're not going to accept it, man.
Joe says I regret people telling people what. Right?
And Jim Bob, I believe the answer to your question is 4,500 pages.
Joe, were you on here when I said that instead of hitting the like button, you should hit the "it might be okay" button? Like that. Yeah. So I would just want to say fairness in advertising on that. So, all right. I feel like who did they give it to? Seemed like Casey got the win there. So Casey, to you. And all right, let's go to David. Anything you want to promote or say on your way out here?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on again, Free, and for hanging out, Casey and Stan. Welcome to the show. But just if you would like to go find out more about getting involved in the Libertarian Party, please go to lpf.org. I'm director at large for the Libertarian Party of Florida. Or you can shoot me a message at large1@lpf.org. And also, if there's something that you see happening in the nation that you would like to contribute to for relief efforts, go to libertarianmutualaid.org and designate where you want the funds to go. And it goes directly to people who are working locally in that area. There's no overhead. There's nobody on staff, nothing like that. So libertarianmutualaid.org. We've seen the effects of it down here in Florida as well after Hurricane Milton. So, yeah.
I would also like to say, if you're interested in getting involved in the Libertarian Party, don't let any of us be the reason you didn't get involved in the Libertarian Party. I don't feel like we're going to be on a Mises commercial anytime soon. It's really, at least I'm not, because I'm blocked. So
I feel like this wasn't the deal breaker either, though.
I'm probably also not white enough for the Mises caucus, I feel like, but they prefer more like Casey's skin tone, I think.
Hey, shush your face.
That might be the only group that's more homogenous than the Mormons, Casey. I'll give them that.
Oh my gosh.
Casey, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, will you pull up the screen share that I have right here? Because that's all I'm going to talk about. Don't be a freaking idiot like whoever put this community note on my damn post. Like, don't be.
Oh my god.
That's
this
all.
Is your promotion? Your promotion is yelling about your community note that we can't see.
That is the stupid community note on
Casey,
the planet.
do you know how to zoom? Like, I think we covered this a couple episodes ago. Do you know how to zoom?
I'm sorry. I need to cater to the elders. Free, can you see this now?
Do you not understand how screen sharing works? It's a smaller screen on a screen with chat next to it.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So I can't tell what that is from what you're sharing.
David can't read it either.
It's a video from Philadelphia, and just someone stupid is saying that is in fact an airplane when I question it by watching this video, but I get it. It looks like
I haven't seen the video.
Probably an airplane, but if you watch it, that thing flies like a missile. They're freaking insane to say that's an airplane, but it probably is. But thanks, community notes, because you guys are ridiculous. That's all.
I feel like I was in Cat Turd's comments there. That was the worst promo ever. Stan, would you like to be the adult in the room and actually do a real promo for yourself?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can just look right here. You got my website. Follow me on X there as well. The One Man Stand, theonemanstand.com. Donation to the campaign. If you want to volunteer, let me know. We'll be knocking doors and making phone calls to get this campaign knocked off. We got till April 1st when we're voting to choose our next congressional candidate. A lot of big money in this campaign, but with the high number of non-party affiliated voters, anybody has a chance, especially with the expected low turnout. So donate to the campaign at my website right there, and it'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, Stan. Thanks for taking a chance on us during your campaign. I know it sounded off the wall, but you're a good man for doing it. And you did great too. I mean, your answers were really good. You showed a command of all the issues, even though we were throwing you like really tough questions without showing them to you first. You did really, really well. So thank you for doing it. Thank you to everybody that showed up in the chat. And let's see. Oh my God, we got 10 of these. What size tinfoil hat do you wear, Casey?
Extra large.
The black watch really ties the black shirts and the black earbuds together, David. Joe can take a compliment about as well as he takes getting his hair cut. Congratulations to Stan for winning. And do you know how many pages are being that one? All right, that's it. Thank you, Terry, for doing the behind the scenes. You are awesome, Terry. Appreciate you. And again, thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you guys had fun. And good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.